What's going on, people? What's going on, people? Chef Joseph, the entrepreneur, back at you again with another video. Man, it's warming up outside. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's about time. But I wanted to drop a video today. Another thought that I had this morning. A lot of times I get downloads and stuff like that, and so what I do, I just kind of file everything, and which makes subjects for these videos that I'm dropping. And sometimes I'm led to drop them, or something may come before the other in that type of sequence. But most of the time I'm spirit led on what subjects need to, that I need to, at least talk about just to inspire you. Thanks to the new subscribers. To those of you who don't know me, I am Chef Joseph, the entrepreneur. Um, and what ended up happening with me, man, it's a whole story. You can actually go to I'm doing a pre-release of my book actually. He came during the Civil War.com. Just check it out. He came during the Civil War.com. We're actually doing a pre-release on it, but I'll talk about that on another day. But for those of you who don't know me, I started out as a young man in the streets. When I say in the streets, I ain't talking, just, yeah, in the streets, what I'm saying, partying, hanging out, doing things you shouldn't be doing on the left side of the tracks, if I could say it that way. And what ended up happening was, I met my mentor who came and sat beside me in one of the public libraries and changed my life, just by dropping some knowledge. And he wound up becoming my mentor till he passed, So I've learned a lot of lessons from a military perspective as a young man. He was a man that was able to clean me up and to give me purpose, or at least put me on my path, what I'm saying, to entrepreneurship. And so what I do with this channel is just like I'm just giving you life lessons that I've learned as an entrepreneur. I definitely believe that everyone has a gift. I definitely believe that you should use your gift, and it's your responsibility to find out what it is. As you see, there's a lot of people crashing out now because they haven't found their purpose, or they get frustrated because they see that you're doing it. It's like, well, why can't, if he can do it, why can't I do it? You know what I'm saying? And so what end up happening is they'll get frustrated. You know what I'm saying? They'll get frustrated because they see you doing something, and and then they think, okay, he's the same age as me or she the same age as me. I should be able to do that too. But the difference, what separates those two, is that one person put in the work, the other one just want to be grafted in. Another airplane, if y'all hear that, excuse me. Okay, cool. Let's keep it rolling. Yeah, keep it flowing. Like and subscribe to the channel. All right, so when he entered into my life, basically he taught me about business and entrepreneurship and things like that. And then eventually I was able to transition out of a 9 to 5 job, and then basically build something for myself. And then at that point I was able to release everything into and to be blessings to others, what I'm saying, because I had run my course and moved on to my next level, which goes into He Came During the Civil War.com. Check it out. The Chef Joseph story. He Came During the Civil War.com. Get your pre-order today. Okay, so however, let's talk. So the subject of today is don't talk about it, be about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. One more time for the people in the back. Don't talk about it, be about it. Y'all, those of you who may, let's just say you're 80, you may be an 80s baby. Y'all remember that saying that they used to say, "Don't talk me to death." Right. Don't talk me to death. And aren't y'all tired of people just talking and not being about what they're saying? Aren't y'all tired of that? I know I am. Don't talk about it, be about it. And of course, we may throw that around loosely as a cliche or something, don't talk about it, be about it. But when you really slow down and think about what the words actually say and mean, be about it. I remember a friend of mine named Alex years ago. We was walking on the trail, on one of the bike trails back at home in the mountains. And we had just finished eating and stuff like that. And we just, went over to the park and just chilling out talking and stuff. And and I was like, man, one day I want to open up a barbershop. And I had been talking about it for years, for real. You know what I'm saying? And kept talking about it. And he said something to me that was very profound, and I was so pissed off, but he was right. He said, when are you gonna stop talking about it and being about it? And that was many moons ago when he said that to me. And I took it as a challenge first, like, who are you to say, you know what I'm saying, what I should do? Because by the way, I had a car. You don't have a car. I do. So I mean, I could have put it on that level where, you have a car. I mean, I have a car and you don't, so I'm better than you. No, it was talking about my vision and what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, why you keep talking about it? When you gonna do it? You know? And that was a real moment for me when I really looked at it. I said, yeah, I am talking a lot, and I just walked into it. But aren't y'all tired of that? People saying one thing, talking about it, talking about it, talking about it. Don't talk me to death. You know what I'm saying? And they're not even producing fruit. But then when they see the fruit coming up on your tree, then they have a nerve to have an attitude. You know what I'm saying? And I think you should separate yourself from those type of people. You know, how long are you going to continue to wallow in the mud? How long are you going to continue to talk about your dreams and goals and aspirations? How long are you going to be scared to launch out into the deep? Y'all know that scripture when they was in the boat, Jesus and the disciples was in the boat, the metaphor, or however you want to put it, the I don't know, fable, scripture, okay. When they was in the boat, and Jesus went out and walked on the water, right? And he told, I think it was Peter, he was like, basically, what you scared for, Peter? Launch out into the deep. You know what I'm saying? And so, when are you going to launch out into the deep? When? You talk to an entrepreneur that was homeless, who was able to build some successful businesses and pass them along and back out. Drop some stuff and just backed out. See what I'm saying? No bank loans, just donating plasma. That's what happened to me. See what I'm saying? And I basically put one foot in front of the other, and I just kept pushing. But I wasn't talk. It was a time I really wasn't even talking at all. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of made enemies that way because when you work in a job and things like that, or you working towards your goal, it don't necessarily have to be at a job. But if you're working your goal and you're working towards your goal, you don't have a whole lot of time to be talking about it. See what I'm saying? Because you're already on your trajectory to go to the next level. And then that alone by itself can make enemies. Just you not talking and just minding your business, minding your black business, as they say, you know, and you about your business, you know what I'm saying? And then because you don't talk, because you don't smoke, because you don't drink, you don't hang out with the crowd at lunch or whatever on lunch breaks, then automatically you're public enemy number one. And I've seen that many, many times. I was fired from 11 jobs, you know, not like you're fired, but it was more so like they refused to renew my contract or my temp when I was working at the temp services. You know what I'm saying? And it was a very tough time for me. It was a time I was working 3 jobs. I rode a bike to work with 1 bicycle pedal. I remember there's a joke. Look, I was working at Labor Ready, and I was working at Burger King. And I think I had another job, something going on at the same time somewhere. But what ended up happening was I was on the hustle, right? Doing, trying to get that paper, legally speaking. And what ended up happening was the guys would joke with me. They were like, he pop out a sailor man. Look, they said, look at, but we stand under the pine tree, right? And the guy was like, uh, man, look at your leg. One of them bigger than the other. And he looked like pop out a sailor man on the bottom half. Yeah, laugh out loud. Funny, yeah, real funny. Pop out a sailor man on the bottom half. Yeah, because I was riding a bike with 1 pedal to get to my hustles. You know what I'm saying? Which led me to where I am today. So don't talk me to death about what you're going to do. I did it. I paid the price, got the t-shirts, several t-shirts, going through homelessness and everything. But you know what? Cats that know me know I won't doing a whole bunch of talking. Even to this day, like if you call, to do something and you want to do some work or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Don't talk me to death. Either you're gonna be about it or you're not. And see, that's why I tell y'all, if you're not gonna be about it, just sit on the sidelines and just go on about your business. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in a realm of doing things, of action. See what I'm saying? And with that, you will make enemies because it comes with the price. And for the most part, I would say it's definitely worth it. Going through things that I went through, the homelessness, etc. But guess what? I write my own checks. You know, that's it. In other words, I call my own destiny. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a negative thing. It's just that you can create that life that you want to create for yourself. You don't have to necessarily be waiting on someone to do something for you. Some of y'all still waiting on Sky Daddy Jesus, just for the lack of better words, to drop something out the air. It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Until you, matter of fact, let me just replace that. He said in John chapter 17, greater works ye shall do. He didn't say greater works I shall do. He said greater works ye shall do. That means you. Greater work. So what is your work? You know what I'm saying? You can't forget that. That's it. But I'm telling y'all, the story, he came during the civilwar.com. That's the whole book. We're doing pre-orders. They'll be released May 1st. You know what I'm saying? And they'll be, anyway, I don't want to talk about it. I'm just kind of giving y'all a plug because I did do a video about it, but I basically revamped everything. So you'll be able to see the new sponsorship packages and all kind of stuff. He came during the civilwar.com. And it's its own entity within his own self. You know what I'm saying? That's his own thing. I just kind of watch over it or whatever. So I'll just say that way. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's what it is. It's its own entity. It's its own baby. It makes its own decisions. That's what it do. I just happen to tell my story within that. You know what I'm saying? And but I want you to be inspired. You know what I'm saying? But don't talk me to death. You know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you all, don't let people talk you to death. You know what I'm saying? We're in a season now in 2026 where either you're going to be about it or you're not going to be about it. It's one or the other. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell you that I still see the same people that I was homeless with, I don't know, 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? That's still doing the same thing, wearing the same exact coats. Let that sink in. 15, a long time ago, years ago, wearing the same jackets and coats that they wore 15 years ago, walking the same steps. And you go to ask them, hey, I'm just using this for an example. Do you want to make $30? I don't know, putting up a tent. I'm not talking about digging ditches in the hot sun. And even if that's the case, guess what? If a man don't work, he don't eat. You know what I'm saying? And that's real talk. And it's unfortunate to see how some people won't even latch onto that. But where is it at? How much you paying? When we gonna be back? I mean, every excuse. See what I'm saying? But if you hungry enough, you don't ask them questions. If you're hungry enough, man, you get it. You make it happen. You know what I'm saying? If you're hungry enough, you make it happen. That's just what has to happen. You know what I'm saying? And I would happen to be one of the ones that was hungry. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get out of the homelessness. I wanted to get out of the poverty situation where I couldn't even eat at different places I want to. Just different things. Just really, let's just sum it all up. Enjoying the finer things out of life. You know what I'm saying? And whatever your finer things out of life would be. You know what I'm saying? But don't talk me to death. And I'm telling y'all now, stop talking about it and being about it. That's it. Write your goals down. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm not gonna go down that lane because I have a whole platform. You can book me for a consultation and I can give you the layout of how I did it. You can go to the Chef Joseph's Kicksauce.com website, go to the contact page, and then basically you can email me. You can email me. Basically, we can set up a one-on-one consultation. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell you exactly how I did it. I literally climbed out of homelessness. And for those of you are believers, well, you ain't do it by yourself. I ain't say that, fool. I ain't said I did it by myself. Of course, I believe in the Most High. And that was what helped me. Yeah, that was my source. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I'm going to squash that right there. Because some of y'all believers are still waiting on somebody to do something for you, which means if you're waiting on someone to do something for you, that means you ain't going to do it for yourself. And it's a serious cop-out. It is a serious cop-out. I was able to build some phenomenal things, yo, with couldn't get a bank loan, donating plasma, and working temp jobs. So don't talk me to death about it. See what I'm saying? And so anyway, this is not about me and things of success. It's more so stop talking about it and when you're gonna be about it. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know what to do, Chef. Okay, you can book me for a consultation, chefjosephskicksauce.com. Go to the consultation page. I mean the contact page, and then you can send me an email and all that stuff, and we can talk about it from there. But I really want you to succeed. That's the real deal. I don't do this video for to get rich or anything like that. These videos to get rich or anything. Even though money is nice, of course, it solves problems. But my thing is, it's time for me to tell my story. He came during the Civil War.com. Check it out. It's about my second great grandfather. It all explains everything right there. Why I do what I do. So but anyway, like and subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all for the new subscribers that basically have subscribed. Yo, keep hope alive, keep your dreams alive, and if you need help with any of that, I told y'all how to reach me because I want to see you succeed in your life. It's not about the outer appearance, you know what I'm saying? It's not about who's got the most money. It's not about who's got the less money. You know what I'm saying? It's really about finding your purpose and walking in it. I see many employees, many people who, no disrespect, but it's like they haven't leveled up in their life. See what I'm saying? And then that's when that jealousy starts setting in, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, why are you jealous? I mean, these people are good to you. These people ain't done nothing to you at all. But because you have an inferiority complex, you know what I'm saying, then you want to try to, all that foolishness that come with that conversation. So y'all have a phenomenal day. Like and subscribe to the channel, Chef Joseph's Kick Sauce for Entrepreneurs. Remember, that's another thing. Yo, it's a sponsorship page on that. He came during the Civil War. It's basically telling the story of the book. And it connects my story with my second great grandfather, who was a chef in the Civil War, as a matter of fact. And that's real talk. That's by bloodline. So check it out. Get you a copy. The pre-release is coming. And you also see something else on that page as well. So, but anyway, I digress. I want y'all to have a phenomenal day. And guess what? Don't talk me to death. I got to go.